What common mistakes do people make when choosing a life partner? Not discussing big life issues, your preference for having kids, parenting styles, deep religious beliefs, career aspirations, significant traumas, anything that may affect how you make decisions together later on. Thinking, I know this person has flaws, but when we're married I can help fix them. Choosing someone they think they should be with instead of someone they're actually compatible with. I feel a lot of people have a picture in their head of who they think they'll end up with and chase that ideal, instead of acknowledging their own personality and aiming for someone compatible with that. Easier said than done, but yeah. Not discussing goals, boundaries, or waiting beyond the honeymoon phase. Thinking physical attraction is enough. Prioritizing looks instead of asking if they are the type of person who will help you when you most need it, or will they run. What do you think is the coolest death in a TV show, movie, game? For me, Drew Barrymore in the first Scream. Just great misdirection, opening with the biggest name in the cast then promptly dispatching them. Dude getting shot in the head in the car by Vincent Vega in Pulp Fiction. It was the only time I remember laughing at the sheer insanity of the death. Last scene of Blackadder goes forth. Major Kong riding the bomb in Doctor Strangelove. Or comic book guy, best death ever. Roy Batty in the original Blade Runner. There are plenty of contenders, but my favorite is from Con Air, where Cyrus the Virus Grissom, played by John Malkovich, gets thrown from a fire truck, through a window and then through some power lines, falling on a conveyor belt that leads to this hydraulic rock-crushing hammer of some sort, where he unfortunately happens to land directly under, getting his face smashed. The 90s were fun. What is the best response to "what the fuck is your problem? How much time do you have?" I had 2 coworkers do this to me today. I responded with, "At the moment, you too." Like right now or just in general? Take a deep breath, thank them for their concern and actually start talking about your problems, all of them. Think of it like free therapy. If they try to flee from you, don't worry, they're just trying to help you with some added exercise therapy. Just give chase and continue to shout your problems at them until you have them cornered and finish, or you feel better. Thank them again and go about your day as the happier, less burdened individual. How much do you want to know? Then have a 4-hour mental breakdown. Breakdown crying. It's a power move and relieves stress. Yell random things in my native language. Works 75 of the time. Usually it's assholes. You. What was the reason why your friendship ended with someone? I stopped being the first to always initiate plans, and that was that. I lent them $20 and then they avoided me so they didn't have to pay me back. Worth the 20. My former best friend got married and his posh wife decided that she doesn't want her husband to be seen with less rich people, and he listened to her. The sad fact is, 3 years later her dad filed for bankruptcy and her husband, my former friend, had to look for a new job which pays far less than all of us his former friends. She was a taker, constantly. When I needed something she made it about her yet again. Exhausting to be around. I was basically a taxi for my friends, so I dumped them all. Habitual lying became too annoying and disruptive to tolerate. What would your 13-year-old self think of you now? He'd think I was old and boring. You have become the very thing you swore to destroy. Wow, I'm still alive at 23. But I'd kick his ass in all the video games he thinks he's good at. He would be so sad I am not a ninja. He would be amazed I turned out so well with the shit childhood he was having. That I'm cool AF and super impressed that I've kissed a girl. Confused as hell. I live in Spain and speak Spanish more often than English these days. At 13 I hadn't even started to study Spanish. I write for a living and spend my free time reading. At 13 I hated reading and had no aspirations to write anything. Disappointed. No longer listening to Green Day on the Reg. Fucking legend. Living by the beach, surfing every day. Mom let you grow out your hair? What's the best euphemism to say you gotta go to the toilet? Drop off the kids at the pool. Gotta take the Browns to the Super Bowl. I'll be back. My ex-husband's great aunt, Grace, used to say in her thick Liverpudlian accent, I must go and shake the dew for my Lily. Gotta go see a man about a horse. Either twist off a mud rat or brine a stink pickle. I gotta take the hobbits to Isengard. Got a turtle poking his head out. I gotta shit. Just pointing out that go to the toilet is itself a euphemism. You mean poofemism? My husband says he's going to paint the bowl. Lol, it's so gross. I need to do some reverse eating. Gotta take Joffrey to the throne. Pay the sewer tax. There's a brown dog barking at the back door. It's time to do something that no one can do it for me. Expunging data. Gotta give birth to another politician. Downloading brownware. Gotta go and pinch a loaf. Gonna hit the Wiz Palace. What's the biggest waste of money? Donating to rich Twitch streamers. I'll probably never understand why people do it. Reddit awards. NFT artwork. Buying cheap shit you have to replace. Credit card interest. Cigarettes. $13 for a pack of cancer. Buying ridiculously expensive clothes to flex. Celebrity meet and greets. I have a friend who is not very well off financially, and is complaining about money to me once a week. Yet she always seems to have money to pay for a celebrity meet and greet at least twice a year. Some of them are only a couple $100, but some can get really expensive, really fast. For what? A picture next to a famous person? They neither know you, nor do they care about you. COD points or any other online game currency BS. Yeah, it's cool at first, but May after you realize you spent $20 for basically nothing. What's the most creepy thing you've ever witnessed? A coworker explained to me when he's in the shower, he uses olive oil on his fingers to lube up his asshole to prevent colon cancer. Dude was giving me health advice BC I was younger than him. When I asked him why would you tell me this? He said I noticed you go to the restroom a lot. When I was about 12 I was sleeping on my trampoline with a friend and we heard the bushes move behind us and flashed our flashlight to the bushes and a mountain lion was laying there stalking us. I have never ran so fast in my life. What's your response to people telling you you're handsome sexy? That's it, no more drinks. Let me call you a cab. And you look beautiful as ever grandma. Looks over shoulder. I know. And then I'm slowly lowered down to be frozen in carbonite. Do forget they said it so I can carry on self-loathing. Shut up baby, I know it. Okay, who dared you to say that? Thank you. Well, if 3 people having sex is a threesome, and 4 people having sex is a foursome, then yes. I am handsome, a-okay hand. Had an 88-year-old man start a conversation with me with you're one handsome mother and I was so taken aback all that came out was laughter. They want something or they are setting me up for a prank or worse. Wait, you guys are getting compliments? The only person who's ever called me handsome is my mom, lol. Yes thanks yes thanks you too. Thanks, mom. Who was the worst student in your high school? What did they do that was so bad? There was a kid who walked up to the pencil sharpener and set the substitute teacher's hair on fire from behind her with a cigarette lighter and then claimed sparks had flown out of the light switch. Yeah. He's in prison for other stuff now. He violently murdered his mother's client the summer before our senior year. His mother was a home health aide and her client was 87 years old. He did it so he could steal her car. Now he's serving 25 to life. The oldest sister of one of my classmates killed a pizza delivery person with the help of her boyfriend for $20 and a pizza. I knew a lot of shitty people back in school, but I think the guys who dropped a whole desk out of a third-story window onto some kid qualify as the worst. Purely because I think that qualifies as an attempted murder. Has anyone ever been to a wedding where someone actually objected, and if so, how did that go? Groom found out that bride was cheating 2 days before the wedding day. He spilled the beans while exchanging the vows. A woman, in her 20s at the time, objected to her mom marrying my uncle. So she started yelling, "Mom, don't marry him during the ceremony." The ceremony proceeded and some family on the mom's side lead the daughter away to quit interrupting. I don't blame her, my uncle was a lying, lazy bastard. The marriage didn't last. Teachers of Reddit, do you have a former student that you thought was doomed but ended up making it big? What's their story? I never thought a student would go bad but had them go good. I did have a student who was supposed to be a high school dropout but ended up graduating law school with honors. Taught geography to a very talented and now famous footballer. He wasn't particularly academic, but is now a multi-millionaire. The tabloids loved his scandals, but I dare say he's loving his retirement now. Had a teacher tell me I'd probably end up managing a Borders, but they went under in 2011, so the joke's on her. What are you currently obsessed with? Making pizza. Dough hydration percentages, dough fermentation, sauce recipes, mozzarella cheese choices, the list of considerations is endless. I'm getting there. Red Dead Redemption 2. Started binge watching The Boys as of late. The Tudor period. I'm a history geek in general and my curious mind flits from era to era of interest. In May I generally dive back down the Tudor rabbit hole around the time of Anne Boleyn's downfall. Getting a new job. Plecos, they're such cute little fishies. I like the bristle nose the best. I have so many now. Hot sauces. Started watching Hot Ones, and now I've a couple $100 worth of sauces in my fridge. New Zelda game. Comes out at midnight tonight. Reddit, since I made this account, I'm sure this obsession will wear off soon. Just like every other obsession in my life. What celebrities do you find creepy? Jared Leto. From him taking method acting way too seriously to his creepy cult, something ain't right with that dude. Mark Zuckerberg. Kenneth Copeland. Tom Cruise. I've heard him described as very friendly and nice, but there's just something missing behind his eyes. Which really is kinda unfair. It's not like he has control over such a big thing. But I sort of see it too. Tony Robbins. Anyone who has a talk show with doctor in their title is probably a piece of shit. Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, Dr. Do, etc. Ezra Miller, Jared Fogle, Drake. Grooming pos. I'll bet decent money on Drake. Jada Pinkett Smith. I've always found Kevin Spacey creepy and I used to get shit for it. Valp.